Hello Hopers! So welcome to month 5 update video. That is crazy. It has been an amazing month. Not to compare, but one of my favorites on the race for sure. I am so in love with this part of India. Yeah, it has been amazing and I'm so excited to tell you all about it. So let's get started. So this month we have made it to India. We've been here for a full month now, and it is actually February 7th, so I'm a little late filming this, but it is actually February 7th as I'm filming this, and hopefully you guys get to see it soon. I think I can post it with restrictions. Yeah, they're pretty, we don't have too many restrictions here like Nepal, which is really awesome, and that's honestly just because of the area that we're in. We're in India. I do want to get this to you guys before we leave, so I'm not going to tell you exactly where we are, but once we leave here I can say, but we're in Northeast India, and I can say that we're actually living in a Christian community, which is crazy. I did not expect this for India at all. I don't know if you all remember, but from my month 4 update video, I had a lot of fear of coming into India, and like the Lord literally blew all my expectations away. We're like in a Christian community. We're living at a Christian seminary school, which is so cool. And yeah, we're just in this bubble of believers, which is absolutely amazing and not what I expected, and such a big blessing. So ministry, I wouldn't say it looks different every day, but it's not like in Swazi where it was like we go to the same place every day. Here it's like, well, we have a bunch of different ministry, and then we go like to each one maybe like once every week or once every 2 weeks or so. So our ministry Tuesdays is always church construction. They have a church here that is growing so big that they actually need to make a new building for it. And it's been super awesome because we have been able to help like with manual labor, actually moving bricks and things like that. So that's been really cool, like legitimately building up the church. Yeah, and it's also really cool because that building has like no outside funding from like the US or like any other organizations. Like that is all locals who have donated and like tied that money like on top of their tithing, have like given that money on top of their tithing, like a whole month's wage to build up this church, which is so cool. Yeah, so that's been really fun. That's always our Tuesday ministry, is doing construction. We've also done like Saturdays typically is a one-day VBS with kids, which is so much fun. We've also gotten to participate in a children's retreat here, which is crazy. There were over like 2,000 kids there, and just like singing, like a VBS, like singing songs, doing dramas, and it was so awesome. We actually got to come alongside. There was a group actually from PA, they're from Lancaster, who was already putting this on, and they have a long-term missionary friend here who was playing this and all, but we got to just like come alongside of them, and we weren't like doing the dramas, we weren't running it, but just like to be able to like step back and just like play with these kids and dance, and it was so much fun. That was amazing. We've also gone to Agape Ministries, which is a rehab center here, and like spoken there and hung out with those guys, which is really fun. One of my favorite days of ministry thus far has been doing uniforms, getting to hand out uniforms to kids that are sponsored by people in the US. And I know our church sponsors, I think the kids sponsor what, like 3-4 kids? I just remember one of their names is Elvis, from when I was younger. But yeah, so they, all these kids go to this school, and they're all sponsored. It's a Christian school, and we got to help like measure them and hand out like their uniforms and books, and like to see these kids' faces. Like I always knew obviously like education was a gift, and like so many people don't have it, but just, I don't know, seeing these kids' faces and how excited they were and how thankful they were, it was so cool. And like I want a stable job so I can sponsor more kids here. I was talking to one of the women who work there. Her name is Hazel, and we were just like talking, and she was like, it was Madeline and I, one of my teammates and I, we were like measuring kids for their uniforms, and she was like, oh, do you guys at all like want to go into teaching? And I was like, yeah, I'm actually going to Wheaton for that next year, and which is also Crazy Connection. I'll have to put all of like the background in the month 6 update video so I can like tell you everything so that it's safe, because yeah. So I'll like give you all the background in the month 6 update video. But so where we are, how this place became a Christian community was like this guy, he actually knew, like he met Billy Graham, and like kind of crazy story. He ended up going to Wheaton, studying the Bible, and translated the Bible like from the Greek and Hebrew to their tribal language here. And so anyway, so that was a little bit of a backstory. But so I was talking to her, I was like, yeah, I'm going to Wheaton, and like I'm hoping to do like Christian education, Spanish, then like do my master's in elementary ed. And she was like, Colleen, you could come and work here, like work at this Christian school. And I was like, in my head, I was like, honestly, like not like joking around and like being dramatic, like I would think about it. I genuinely love it here so much, which is such a blessing. I just like love this community. The people we've met are absolutely amazing. This organization is amazing, and like, yeah, I don't know. So I always thought the Lord was gonna be like, oh, go to a Spanish-speaking country because like you learn that in school, you kind of already know the language. But I would honestly consider coming here. It's been absolutely amazing. Yeah, anywho, so that was uniforms. We've also gone to like the preschool that's a part of that Christian school. We've gone and helped at their classes, which has been fun. We've gone and helped. They have a Christian hospital here, which is also crazy because they literally say all the time, like people that aren't Christians, like Hindus that come to this hospital, or like Muslims or Buddhists, like whatever, like people that have come to this hospital always say that like if you want treatment, you go to a government hospital, but if you want healing, you go to this Christian hospital, which is so cool. And like they haven't had any post-surgery infections in at least 20 years. I think it's been more than that. Like just the Lord is so present there, which is so amazing. Yeah, so that's been cool. We've been able to help out there. And then one day a week, we get the opportunity to do kitchen. So we get to do kitchen duty, which is basically just like cooking, doing dishes for the whole squad, which is so much fun. Kind of moving into like what the Lord's teaching me is just like how to pursue relationships, and specifically in kitchen duty. One of the cooks, his name is Dara. If you guys like follow my Instagram or are friends with me on Facebook, you've seen him. He is one of our best friends here, and it's so cool because like our whole team is really close to him. It's not just like 1 or 2 of us. But yeah, we have gotten so close to him and just like have really like pursued that relationship, and just like we've gone over to his friends' houses with him, and like he's taken us to the market, and we just like love to hang out and like dance and sing with him, and it's so much fun. And he's a crazy guy, but really does love the Lord. And yeah, that's been a really awesome relationship, and something that has just brought me so much joy and has really like made me love India, is really these people in this community that we're in. Liz and I have also really pursued a relationship with, we met a few of the girls. So when we were setting up for the children's retreat, this was back like within our first week, I believe, of being here, we had met these few girls, and we hadn't been out at all. So like we hadn't been to markets, we hadn't been literally anywhere but the college that we're staying at. And so we had met these girls and we're talking to them, and they were like teaching us their language and just like little things like that, which was really fun. And so we didn't really help set up that day. We were kind of hanging out with them, but like sometimes relationships are more important. And so we were talking with them. They are believers. They live in a village about 30 minutes out. And so we were talking with them and like made a plan to like meet up at this local cafe to then go to the markets, because we wanted, so because we're in a Christian area, like it's we're living in like a tribal area. It's not like, so women, they don't wear saris. That's a Hindu thing, like, so that's more mainland India than where we are in the Northeast. And so they wear like these wrap skirts, and Liz and I were like, we really want these like traditional wrap skirts. Like that would be so cool to have. And so I'm also collecting a skirt from every country. So I was like, I need a wrap skirt if I'm gonna get one. And so they said that they would take us there and take us to the market, because we, again, at this point we hadn't been out. So we planned like to do that 2 weeks later. So 2 weeks rolls around, and we had been out to the market, we had been around, and so we still met up with them. I made a vlog literally all about that day. It was the best day, definitely top 5 on the race. I would say, and definitely, I think that would be my top day in India thus far. So I will link that vlog down below. It was an amazing day. The Lord worked through that day completely. We originally were like, we told them we'd meet them at 9. They didn't get there till much later, and like we were gonna leave, but then God kept us there. It was just crazy. We ended up meeting up with them, got wrap skirts, went to the market, just had an amazing day. Got to talk to them, encourage them. My friend Esther and I'm closest with her. We Facebook message all the time, and yeah, Liz and I are actually planning to get together with them later on this month again, hopefully to go. They invited us to their village, so hopefully to go to their village. That would be so cool. I'm so excited about that. Yeah, so that's been a relationship that has been super awesome. And then also with so around the college that we're staying at, I'm currently on the rooftop if you're wondering. So around the college that we're staying at, there's like a house area complex-ish of all of the professors. And so one day they told us, like, they're like, go find your own ministry for like an hour and a half. It was in the afternoon. We had done ministry in the morning. They're like, go find ministry for like whatever. And I was like, I was with Sophie and Julie, and I was like, honestly guys, like I just really want to go play with a kid. Like, let's go find a kid to play with and like love on them. And so found this little girl, Hazel, which she lives right outside. Her dad is actually a professor here. And he also like was going to help open a new church that was started by a guy who was from Pennsylvania. Also, another church that we had gone to was started by a guy in Pennsylvania. So like Pennsylvania, just PA is all over here. But yeah, so we went and we were like playing with her. She kind of has like this shack house thing that she plays in, and we were just playing with her. We got a watercolor with her, which is super awesome, and just being able to like again like pursue that relationship, and like when we see her to like stop and say hi and like plan like, hey, like, okay, you don't really have to like plan to hang out here at all. Like you can just walk in people's houses. But so the first day that we had like gone to play with her, and we have since then, but like the first day her dad came out and like he gave us tea, he made us like fried eggs, and then her mom gave us like more tea after, and they're just such a hospitable like community. It's crazy. Like I was at least always told as a child, like don't invite yourself over places, but like here it's like, yeah, like you just show up and it's totally culturally acceptable, which is so cool because that just creates like so much more spontaneity and just like in relationships, and I don't know, it's really awesome. We're hoping this week to just kind of like, her dad was like, yes, just stop in any time, like we would love to sit down with you, talk with you. So we're hoping to do that this week. Life's gotten a little busy, which I'm going to explain in a little bit when it comes to prayer requests. So yeah, that has been awesome. The Lord's really been teaching me just how to pursue people and like in that, like how he pursues us, and that's been super awesome. I've been growing a lot just in Swazi. I like realized that I have a problem with comparison, but then since being here, like genuinely seeing, I had like written a blog, well it wasn't a blog originally, it was just like for myself, about like a letter, like as if comparison was writing to me and just telling me that all the things that it like takes from me. And yeah, I just like found a lot of freedom in that, and I'm still like just praying through comparison and just seeing that is a daily like surrender to the Lord, and just choosing to not walk in that. So I'm growing a lot in that, which is really good and so freeing, like so much freedom from the Lord. Our squad is specifically growing in prayer, and so if you guys have any prayer requests, please text me, Facebook message me, Instagram DM me, like let me know, because I do get the prayer and praise. But like if you guys have any that aren't in there, please let me know. Our squad would love to be praying for you guys. We get together every Wednesday and do like corporate prayer, and so that's been really cool. Definitely different, but really awesome. And then each week we are assigned, like each team is assigned another team to pray specifically over their prayer requests. So like them, their friends, their family, that sort of thing. Yeah, so our squad is growing in prayer, which in turn, like I'm really growing in prayer, which is super duper awesome. And just making sure that I'm in constant communication with the Lord. Right now in my devos, I'm like still reading through the Gospels. I've been doing that literally since the second month of Swazi. I made it to the crucifixion and just like learning, I don't know, the Lord's like giving me all these little revelations, which just keeps me like wanting to keep reading, which I love. And definitely just having like a desire to read his word is amazing. And seeing the need for it too, like seeing how unsatisfied I am in all of like, if I do anything else, if I'm like, so we do have Wi-Fi here at the college we're staying at, and so like, but just seeing like if I'm like sitting on my phone or like I don't know. Yeah, it's mostly that, honestly. Just like my phone is a distraction. Like, that is so, I feel so unsatisfied, so unrested after that. But if I like sit down and like reading the word or praying, like, or even like watercoloring verses or like writing notes for people, like all those things, like doing something productive with my time, like that includes the Lord, is so satisfying. And that just shows like that everything in the world, like that's not of the Lord, partying, drinking, social media, like all that is like, well, even though social media can be used for good, but like everything else, like it leaves us so unsatisfied because like the Lord isn't in that. And like, I don't know, he's still like obviously with the person, but I don't know, just that's so unsatisfying because it's not of him. And yeah, so just like learning to be more productive with my free time as well. This month was hard on a few levels, but again, still one of my favorite months for sure, because the Lord's with us through our struggles. The Spirit suffers with us. It talks about that, I believe, in Romans 8, I want to say. Anyhow, so I dealt with homesickness for the first time ever in my life this month. It wasn't like the worst thing ever. I mean, it was like bad, but like it wasn't like I was going to go home by like any means. I know Lord saw his purpose for me here, but yeah, just like I never really dealt with homesickness before, and that was like hit me hard. I would say like within the first I think it was like the second week being here. And yeah, so that was hard. But the Lord like really spoke into that, and like in that I was then feeling really distant from the Lord, and I was just like, Jesus, like why am I feeling distant from you? Like what is this homesick? Just all of it. And he just like revealed to me just that like when we feel distant from him, like our feelings aren't truth. Like we have to build our lives on truth, not our feelings, because like the fact is that like the truth is that he is within us. Like he's closer than our breath because he is our breath. Like that's something that's kept coming up, and just yeah, that he's like literally with us. So like I have to fill my mind with like God's truth, not like how I'm feeling. And like, and yeah, so that has been a struggle. That was a struggle, but like the Lord totally redeemed that, and just yeah, like I feel really close to him now, and just knowing that like I will always be really close to him, that's not something that ever changes. Yeah, so kind of moving into prayer request / something else that has been a bit of a struggle is, so one of my teammates, Sophie Ball, I'll insert a picture of her here in case you don't know who she is or what she looks like. So yeah, so she's one of my teammates. She is amazing, one of my best friends here, and she actually headed home. It was 2 days ago now. She headed home for medical reasons. She has been sick for the past like 2 months, all of Nepal and this whole first month of India, and she has like gone to doctors, and like in Nepal we went to like special doctors and just like many things, and thought we had figured out in Nepal. Things started getting like worse here in India, and she just kept declining, and just nothing was really working, and she kept getting worse. And so she did make the decision to go home just to get treatment. So she left 2 days ago, and then she's actually really hoping to meet up with us back in Guat. It's likely that we'll have a US layover, not like guaranteed, but it's likely. The team last year that did our route similar to ours did. And so she's hoping to meet up with us there and come to Guat for those 3 months, which is just amazing because she hasn't necessarily loved anywhere we've gone, and like the fact that she's been now sick for 2 months, like feeling not good at all, but like still wants to come back, like it just like her trust in like the Lord's faithfulness is ridiculous and so encouraging, and just like she knows that he has something for her, and yeah, that's super awesome. She actually wrote a really awesome blog just about that, which I can link below. Yeah, give it a read. She is, again, one of my best friends, amazing. But it has been hard, just with her leaving. Obviously, like, that brings our team down to 5. Yeah, I don't know, it's just like, it feels like we're missing someone, like we are, so it makes sense. But yeah, so that's just been like sad, and I've in a sense like just been frustrated at God. Not in like I'm never gonna talk to you, but just like it's just kind of been like a low, like, oh, this really stinks, just because he could. I was talking to our mentor Megan. She's back in the States right now, and I was talking with her, and I was like, honestly, I am frustrated with the Lord, and just like, he could heal her. Like, he has the power, and honestly, like, that power is inside of me. Like, he could use me in this and heal her, and so much glory would be given to his name, and like, isn't that what he wants? I'm like, twisting his words. And she told me, she was like, well, Colleen, like, the Lord will heal her. Like, he does promise that. However, how he does that is like, that's completely his will. And so she mentioned like the story, where is it? Luke 17, I believe, about the 10 lepers, and Jesus is like, go to the priest and like they will declare you clean, and like as they went they got healed. And just like in this, like Sophie might be having to like take this journey to grow more and also just to be healed, and like that will bring more glory to God, and like that could be his will. And yeah, so just like choosing into that and just like choosing to trust him, and like I know that he has her, and like surrender her to him every day, and just like that he does have a purpose and a plan. Yeah, but it was also cool because so in my devos, as I'm reading through the crucifixion, obviously prayer in Gethsemane, and Jesus says like, if like, Lord, like, would you take this cup of suffering away from me, but like if not, like your will over mine, that sort of thing. And just like in this, it was the same thing of just like, Lord, like you clearly don't want anyone to suffer, and like you don't want Sophie to suffer, but if it would bring you more glory, like for her to be sick for this while to then heal her, like so be it, like your will be done, not ours. So that's been really cool. Yeah, so if, anyway, prayer requests. So if you can just be praying for our team as we're adjusting, also just for her and her doctors, just that they would be able to figure out what's wrong, and how to treat it, and that she would be able to rejoin us in Guat. And just, she has to adjust to home, and being back in the US and like culture shock and everything like that. And then also if you could just be praying for me in gentleness, humility, and just being more of a servant to my team, and just truly like being first a servant then a leader. Excuse me. That would be super awesome. Please also just be praying that the relationships that we are forming here would be honoring to the Lord, and just we would be able to dive in deeper there. Yeah, so I'm sorry this was kind of long, but this month again has been amazing. I have loved it here. Thinking about moving here. Don't hold me to that, but like if the Lord was like, go to India, I would say okay. Yeah, so anywho, I love you guys so much. Miss you tons. Again, if y'all have specific prayer requests that you would like me and my squad to be praying for, please send them my way. We would absolutely love that. Okay, I love you guys so much. Have an amazing day. God bless. Bye, guys.